And
recording in progress.
all right. Shalom, Shabbat shalom. What's going on? What's going on, family, friends, and the world? We're back. This is Assembly of the Righteous. We started at noon, around the noonday, and today is November 1st, 2025. And this is 11/1/2025, and this is the Assembly of the Righteous. This is the assembly of the righteous. This is where the righteous come together on the day that the Creator called, which is on the Sabbath day, the seventh day of the week. We come together, we hold the day, and we come in His name to do His will. So other than that, I'd like to say greetings to everyone. Hopefully everybody's having a great day at this point in time. We just got out of 2 Samuel chapter 7, which this whole day, we're calling this Yah's covenant with David. We have Yah's covenant with David, but we just had I called it Yah's covenant and David's prayer in 2 Samuel 7. In 2 Samuel chapter 7, it was Yah's covenant. Yah made a covenant with David, showing, and as I was sharing, just so I can give you a small detail before we go into chapter 8, because we just did chapter 7, and this is where the Creator made a covenant to David. I'm just going to read 12 to 15 at the moment. 12 to 16. I'm just going to read that. I'm not going to break it down. Y'all can go and check it out, but I will give you a little details while I'm reading it. So in 2 Samuel chapter 7, it stated, starting at verse 12, and when thy days, talking about David, this starts the covenant, or this is the Creator had Nathan, which was the prophet, to go and talk to David in verse 4. His covenant was starting in verse 4 all the way to verse 17. But what we're going to do, we're going to go from 12 to 16 real quick. And after that, David made a prayer. He went and he went down and talked to the Creator. He went down and bowed before the ark and talked to the Creator, which was his prayer to the Creator by talking to him. And verse 12 says, though, in 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12, it says, and when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, it's the Creator talking through Nathan, talking to David. I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels. And this seed was Solomon. This was Solomon. And I will establish his kingdom, which was the kingdom of Solomon, over both realms, Judah and Israel. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom. This is when Solomon was established throughout the world. All people over the earth came to see Solomon. You don't get all that in the Bible, but if you look through the Songs of Solomon and other situations, you'll see how great Solomon really was. The people that didn't want you to know about Solomon in its fullness, you don't see it all in here. But as I shared, you find out information from the good and the bad. People like to remember the bad more than they remember the good. So you'll see the good of Solomon here, but people talk about the 1,000 wives that he had. People talk about the different idols that he worshiped. But you got that he was worshiping through his wives that was given to him through these other nations. How you think he got all these different wives anyway? But 14, I will be his father. See, the Creator said, I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripes of the children of men. 15. But this is a key, and I shared this in part 1 in Exodus chapter 33. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee. And like I said, if anybody can go in and show me where the Creator told anybody that I'm taking the kingdom from Saul. No, I'm sorry, not Saul. Like, I'm glad I said that, because a lot of time I speak from Solomon. Can anybody show me where the Creator took the kingdom from Solomon? Anybody? I want you to show me the scripture and show me where the Creator said he took it from Solomon. And if he did, he went against this word in verse 15 right here. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee. 16 and last verse, no, 16 and 17. Yeah, 16 and 17. And thine house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee. And I shared that in Genesis chapter 49, verse 8 through 12. The key verse is 10. Genesis 49, 8 through 12. The key verse is 10. Because David is of the seed of Judah. But shall be established before thee forever. Thy throne shall be established forever. 17 and last verse for the moment, before we go into chapter 8. According to all these words and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak unto David. That was the end of what the Creator spoke to Nathan, spoke to the prophet to speak to David. I keep trying to get people to understand the Creator spoke through his prophets and through his servants to do a certain will or work. So those people are ambassadors for the Creator. Now we're going to chapter 8. Y'all can read the whole thing and check it out, or y'all can go to chapter 1 and check it out. To part 1 and check it out as well. But now we get ready to start in chapter 8. This is David extends his kingdom. Now, chapter 8. 2 Samuel chapter 8 verse 1 states, David extends his kingdom. And after this it came to pass that David smote the Philistines and subdued them. And David took Methgama, out of the hand of the Philistines. Took him out of the hand of the Philistines, and he smote Moab. Who was Moab? The Moabites, the Moors today. And he smote Moab. I gotta get this name underlined. See who this guy is. Don't know when his name will come up again, but
who's that?
Right here, the first verse again, 2 Samuel chapter 8.
Okay.
Again, verse 1. And after this it came to pass that David smote the Philistines and subdued them. And David took Methgama out of the hand of the Philistines. Verse 2. And he smote Moab. He smote Moab, which is the Moabites, which is the Moors today, and measured them with a line, casting them down to the ground. Measured them with a line, casting them down to the ground. Even with 2 lines measured he to put to death. Even with 2 lines measured he to put to death, and with 1 full line to keep alive. And so the Moabites, see that? Moab, who are the Moabites? Became David's servant. You see that? Became David's servants. And brought gifts. Ooh, boy, we about to get into some information right here. David extends his kingdom. And this is what I try to get people to understand. That's how the earth was extended. When the Creator kicked us out and kicked us all over the earth, our kingdom was extended then. We didn't realize, and this is something that came to me. Nobody taught me this. By me studying and understanding that we're going to be a kingdom of priests, the Creator has already established the earth to be under us, and we're supposed to be over the whole earth. Israel is the only nation who is established over the whole earth. We're the only ones who is born everywhere, and we're in all nations. Wherever you were born, you have a birthright there. Wherever you were born, you have not lineage, you have a birthright, and you have what do they call it? Not only birthright, you have a great substance there. You have great substance where you were born at. A lot of people don't know this information. See, this stuff is coming out and it's getting a better understanding as we grow in this day and time. Wherever your home is, wherever you were born, you have a birthright and you have great substance in that area. But you have to claim it first. You have to get in your executive office in order to claim it and then understand it once you get there. So again, I want to get, and he smote Moab and measured them with a line. So he measured them with a line, casting them down to the ground. Even with 2 lines measured he to put to death, and with 1 full line to keep alive. So like so many people he put to death, 1 he put alive. Man, that's something. And so the Moabites became David's servants and brought gifts. 3. And say David smote also the Hadazir, smote also Hadazir, whoever that may be, the son of Rehob, Rehob, son of Rehob, king of Zobah. He smote him as he went to recover his border at the river of, he went to recover his border at the river of Euphrates. Remember the Creator gave that to, let me get it for you. I like to show facts. Genesis chapter 15. Genesis 15. You got to show facts because I don't like talking stuff that I don't know what I'm talking about. And people don't think I know what I'm talking about. What did the Creator tell right over here? Yes, ma'am. Which one you want?
Pink. Thank you.
You're welcome. Right over here, the Lord's covenant with Abraham. In the same day, this verse 18. In the same day, Yah made a covenant. This is Genesis 15:18. In the same day, Yah made a covenant with Abram, saying unto thy seed, have I given this land from the river of Egypt unto the great river of the Euphrates. You see that? That's how come I know I be talking about. In the same day, Yah made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land. From the river of Egypt, unto the great river of the river Euphrates. The Kenites and the Kenzanites, the Kadmonites, verse 20. The Hittites and the Perizzites, the Repham, Repham, didn't we just read that? Let's read home. The Repham and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Gerasites and the Jebusites. Now, the Jebusites was in the area where Jerusalem, and Judah was. I've seen that several times in the scriptures. Let's keep it moving though. Now he said, and as he went to recover his border at the river of Euphrates. That's why I went and read that in chapter 15, verse 18. Verse 4. And David took from him 1,000 chariots and 700 horsemen and 20,000 footmen. And David hocked all the chariots, and he hocked all the chariots, horses, but reserved of them for 100 chariots. What reserved them, he hocked. Let's see. You know, we hocked something. All the chariots, horses, but reserved of them for 100 chariots. 5. And when the Syrians of Damascus came to succor, Hadazir, king of Zobah, David slew of the Syrians 22,000 men. This is when he said first up here in verse 3. David smote Hadazir. Now down here it tells you how he went about doing it. And and when the Syrians of Damascus came to succor Hadazer. Now you see how this comes back compared to verse 2 and 3? The first 2 and 3, the Moabites became David's servant and bought gift. Verse 3, David smote also Hadazer, the son of Rehob, king of Zobah, as he went to recover the border of Euphrates. Now, verse 5. And when the Syrians of Damascus came to succor Hadazer, king of Zobah, David slew of the Syrians 220,000 men. This gives you the understanding. He up here just told him what he did, but now he's telling you how and the way that it happened in verse 5. Verse 6. Then David put garrison. Let me go ahead and do this like this. Hadazer, king of Zebah. David slew the Syrians. This is how you study. This is how you get an understanding. Now, guess what? Most people, when they read, they just read straight through. Okay, this is what happened and this is what happened. But they don't go back and study and see what's really being said. That's the difference with people of today. And that's why the people don't really know the scriptures as they should, because they don't study. 3 gives you the understanding of what happened in a nutshell. Verse 3 gives you the understanding in a nutshell altogether. But then it explains it a little better when you get down to verse 5. Again, verse 5. And when the Syrians of Damascus came to succor Hadazer, the king of Zobah, David slew of the Syrians 220,000 men. Then David put garrison in Syria of Damascus. He put garrisons. Did he just not speak about that up here? I seen garrison a few minutes ago up top. Or was it? I remember seeing it a few minutes ago, but I'll keep it moving. I might have just read it, got down to that, and came back. But I remember seeing that a few minutes ago. But let's keep it moving. Then David put garrisons in Syria of Damascus, and the Syrians became servants to David. There you go again. Servants to David. Moabites became David's servants. The Syrians became David's servants. Servants to David, and brought gifts, and Yah preserved David wherever he went. You see that? Yah preserved David wherever he went. And Yah. And you know something? I know a brother that used to go to the house of Israel where I used to go, and because he has no understanding of the scriptures and of what the Creator's saying, God, why would God do this? Why would he go and kill these people and doing it? His mind is just, because they don't study to understand to know. A lot of people don't study to understand to know. They study to find fault. And a lot of people don't realize where they put themselves. Excuse me. No. So, again, and Yah, this is the end of 6. And Yah preserved David wherever he went. Verse 7. And David took the shields of gold that were in the servants of Hadazer, and brought them to Jerusalem. And from Betha, and from Beorathai, cities of Hadazer, King David took exceedingly much brass. With Toi, Toi, king of Hamath, of Hamath heard that David had smitten all the hosts of Hadazir, when Toi, king of Hamath, heard that David had smitten all the hosts of Hadazir, then Toi sent Joram, his son, unto King David to salute him and to bless him, because he had fought against Hadazir and smitten him. For Hadazir had wars with Toi and Joram with Toi. And Joram brought with him vessels of silver and vessels of gold and vessels of brass. So I think this is where you get that the not would say the friend of my enemy is the enemy of my what does that say? The enemy of my friend is my enemy. The enemy of my friend is my enemy, or the
friend of my enemy
is the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
There you go. Say again, bro.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
There you go.
It's like, say if me and you is beefing, and a person that beef with you, I'm gonna be friends with them because I have an ally.
There you go.
In the fact that we both don't like
that same person. I got you, bro.
You get what I'm saying?
I got you 100%. You came in right on time, because I was trying to get it right, because I hadn't heard that term in a long time, but you put it right on point.
Yeah.
You put it right on point, bro. The friend of my enemy is my, there you go. The friend of my enemy is my friend.
No.
the enemy.
You're saying it wrong. The enemy of my enemy
is my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like say
yeah. I'm saying it wrong. That's right. Thank you, bro. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I got you.
Right.
I was saying it wrong, but I'm glad you know what I meant.
Because they're not your enemy.
Yeah.
They're your enemy's enemy.
Exactly.
So
And you can go ahead, bro. I'm listening.
Yeah, so that would be like a friendship because they both have you as a common enemy.
Right. That's right.
Share a common enemy.
That's fact. Yep. And that's what I meant. That's what I meant by that. This is probably where that came from.
They try to unite the people by saying, look, y'all are not each other's enemy. The real enemy is the system.
There you go, bro.
So we need to stop fighting each other and come at that. That's who we need to, you get what I'm, well, that's different. That's a little bit different.
But no, you're on point. You're on point.
Same concept, but it's a little different.
So you're on point, though. 100%. 100%. I appreciate that, G1. See what I'm saying? This is what I mean by us. Each one teach one, each one share information. I was saying it, but I wasn't saying it correctly. He came right in and said it doesn't need to be said. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you had it in mind. I knew what your intention, what you trying to say.
Yeah. And that's why each one teach one. Because you know what? I was sharing information last week, and I was talking about Ezra in chapter 4, and then Haggai supposed to come in between. Haggai 1 come in between chapter 4 and chapter 5 of Haggai, of Ezra. See, I did it again. And then when I went back and listened to it, I said, dang, I said the names wrong. I meant one thing, but I said it wrong. So I do that sometime, and then I thought about it. I said, well, it might have been meant to be said that way. Because I knew what I was saying. If people listening, they're either going to take it and run with it, or they're going to say, okay, no, he didn't mean that. He meant this. So that's sometimes some things happen for a purpose, or certain things happen for a reason. But I'm thankful you said that, bro. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Bam, that's it. But that's why I see where this comes from. Verse 10. And then Toi sent Joram, his son, to King David. Sent Joram, his son, verse 10, that is, unto King David, to salute him and to bless him, because he had fought against Hadazir and smitten him. So Hadazir beat him. So for Hadazir had wars with Toi, Toi, and Joram brought with him vessels of silver and vessels of gold and vessels of brass. Verse 11, which also King David did dedicate unto Yah. Now you see, David didn't say, well, I'm coming against you as well. He just said he came in peace, and then he dedicated to the Creator. Which also King David did dedicate unto Yah with the silver and gold that he had dedicated of all nations which he subdued. But let me share something with y'all real quick. I'm glad I'm at this point. When The Creator talked about in chapter 9, talk about the chapter 9 of Daniel. I'm glad I said the whole thing. Daniel chapter 9, when they talk about they cut off the temple, same thing I was just talking about a few minutes ago, between Ezra chapter 4, Haggai 1 goes between that, and then Ezra 5 come back into place. But it all came from Daniel chapter 9 when he said, I understood by books. Then it goes from there all the way. Then it talks about when the temple was cut off. No, when the Messiah was cut off. Messiah was the temple. The temple was the Messiah because the temple was anointed. These vessels here are anointed. When David, it said, which also King David did dedicate unto Yah with the silver and gold that he had dedicated of all nations which he subdued. Now, in Daniel chapter 4 or chapter 5, when Nebuchadnezzar's son came and took all the vessels of the Creator that they took from the son of Hezekiah, when their children went into captivity, they brought all the vessels in. This was after Nebuchadnezzar passed, and then his son, Belshazzar, whatever his name was, in chapter 5, he took all the vessels and he was worshiping gods of silver, gods of gold, gods of wood, stone, and all the other stuff. And they was drinking, and this is when the name came. The name, tiki, when the name came and wrote on the wall. Because Daniel told him, he said, you knew this. He said, when your father went through all the stuff that he went through, even the 7 years when he was out there going through what he was going through, when he came back and got his mind back, might as well say, and you seen your father, and Daniel said, you knew this. Daniel told him, you knew this. And you gonna go and take the Creator's stuff and come out here and have a big party with the Creator's vessels? Nebuchadnezzar never even did that. He respected the Creator stuff, and he respected the Creator through Daniel, and through the three I'm just gonna say the three sons of the Creator, the one that they said they call Shadrach, what's his name? What they call him?
Shadrach, Meshach,
and Abednego. Abednego. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, or Abednego as they call them. But the whole point is that those four men that we know in the book of Daniel was favored of the Creator, and the Nebuchadnezzar favored them four throughout the book of Daniel. And for Nebuchadnezzar's son to come and take the vessels, and I'm just saying that because I'm coming across this right now. Not only here, you'll see in Exodus chapter, I think 39 and 40, you'll see it talks about the vessels that they made for the temple, or not the temple, for the tabernacle, and the things that they would do when they do the basins and all the other stuff. All this stuff is of the Creator. And the only one supposed to deal with that is the priest. And this is the reason why I'm telling you about stuff that I know, and I'm just putting it together so people can get a better understanding. And this point right here, when they brought this stuff, it said, verse 11, will also say, which also King David did dedicate unto Yah with the silver and gold, and he had dedicated of all nations which he subdued. So he brought stuff and he dedicated that stuff to the Creator, and this stuff supposed to be for the creators only, which is of the Levites that took care of the temple and the tabernacle and the stuff within. And then we're going, that's the reason why that dude that touched the thing last week, when he tried to catch it, Uzziah, when he caught the ark, he lost his life because he wasn't supposed to touch it. So this is where everything is in order. And this is how we can see things for what it is. Verse 12. Of Syria and of Moab. Now, these are the people that's coming of Syria and of Moab, because he subdued these people. And the children of Ammon, and of the Philistines. These are people he subdued. And of Amalekah, which is the Amalekites, and the spoil of Hadazir, and the spoil of Hadazir, son of Rehob, king of Zobah. 13. And David got him a name when he returned from smiting of the Syrians in the valley of Salt, being 18,000 men. David got him a name. His name was big. David was growing in the earth. Now, David officers. This is verse 14. David officers. And he put garrisons. Garrisons must be some. Can y'all look that up? Garrisons. That's Garrisons. Garrisons. That means something. Can y'all look that up, baby? Garrison. Or G1. Garrison. Garrisons. That means something. And he put garrisons in Edom. Gotta find out what garrisons is. In the etymology, can you check that out, G1 or baby?
Military-wise, a garrison is like a military base.
Okay.
I would say, but I haven't looked it up, but that's what I know that to be.
Cause you was in the army, right?
I don't answer anybody that does.
Wasn't you in the military? I think I have heard of garrison supposed to be in like a base or something like that. Verse 14. And he put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom put he garrisons. It sounds like
garrison is protection or defense.
say it loud, baby.
The meaning of garrison comes from the old French garrison, meaning protection or defense, which itself is rooted in the Germanic word wargen, meaning to defend.
In the Germanic, mean German?
Germanic.
Germanic word means to defend.
Wargen or meaning to defend.
Okay. So garrisons mean to defend.
Okay.
Sound like bases
Let's say this. Historically, a garrison was a military post where troops were stationed to defend a location, and the word evolved to refer to the troops themselves or the acting of stationing them.
So they were troops in places, in bases. Troops in bases.
Mm-hmm.
That's what garrisons are.
Like what Obama done all over Africa.
Uh-huh.
He went out there and so-called sign up with that.
No more.
You say what Obama did? He said he put troops.
He set up every area over in Africa that has the gold and all the minerals that they need. He put a military base in all those places.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's called Africa.
Okay.
Initially, if anything happens over there, and by the time they would sort of try to do anything about it, it'd take probably about a week or so to get troops together. So now what he did is set up bases all over there now. So that if they open their mouth too loud, boom, you're there, shut them down.
I got you. But like you said, military bases, they put a garrison is a military base set up wherever they have it set up at.
Right.
So they said, and he put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom put he garrisons. Now, look at that saying, Edom is in power today. Edom, we call the Edomites, but I like just say Edom is the system because that what was prophesied to happen. Let me get that real quick since we almost done with verse chapter 8. In Genesis 27, verse 39 and 40, this is his blessing. Genesis 27, 39 and 40. This is his blessing right here, 39. I'll go from 38 to 40. 38. Genesis 27 verse 38 says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father, 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven, above, from above. 10 is the key. And by thy sword shalt thou live. This is how he lives. And that when he got the earth, which is the dominion that's coming up in a few moments, by thy sword is how he lived. He takes everywhere he go. By war is how he lived. And how he lived is by the Roman Empire and the Greeks and the Roman Empire of the day, which is third and fourth generation, and also the Greek and the Romans, which is the third and fourth generation of today, and also by, let me forget my thought. There was something else I was coming after that. The Greeks and the Romans. Oh, and by Revelations. Revelations is where we at today with them. And Revelation 6, verse 7 and 8, the pale horse. This is war. The pale horse by hunger, war, and death. This is Esau's government that we're breaking down now. We're at the end of it now. That's the reason why they're doing the stuff they're doing today. Because they know they have but a short time. Revelation 12:12. And when it says right here, verse 40, Genesis 27:40, and by thy sword shalt thou live, by war shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass. See, I'm going to tell you what I think that serve thy brother is. By thy sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother. Now, I believe in the time to come, they're going to serve us because they're going to be our war machine. And the reason I say that is because of Isaiah chapter 60, verse 5. Isaiah 60 and 5. I believe that's what I believe. But also, he's serving us by the things that he's doing to us in the streets. So that go both ways. They've been when Obama's in power or in office, I ain't seen so many. If it weren't for the internet, we would have knew all the murders and stuff that the cops was doing to our people out here in the streets. That was in 2016, 2017, going into 18, and until we got into the judgment, which was in 2020. That was the end of the 400 years, but 2020 was the judgment. But 40 again, Genesis 27 and 40 before we get back to 2 Samuel. And by thy sword, which is by war, shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother. The key is, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, which is what they have and had for the last since they've been in power, which is the Greeks and the Romans, since they've been in power. And and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, which is of the earth, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Break our yoke from off them. That's why they're in charge now, and they're falling out of power now as we grow in the knowledge that we're coming to know. And the only way to grow out of their system is what they have set up is by putting everybody in servitude by being a beneficiary. Once we start to become the executor, we'll come out of their system and come over them. But this is for those who choose to know the information that they need to know. That's mainly it. So again, over here at this point, we're back at 2 Samuel. I'll start back again at 14, because we're going to 14 to 18, and we're going to be done with this in a few moments. Yep. Going to go from 14 to 18, which is the end of chapter 8. 2 Samuel 8 and 14, again, David officers. And he put garrisons, which we just shared and found out that their bases set up for troops. And he put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom put he garrisons. And all they of Edom became David's servants. They became David's servants. And Yah preserved David wheresoever he went. See that? See, this is the establishment of Israel. He was establishing Israel. And David reigned over all Israel, and David executed judgment and justice unto all his people. His people, you see that? He executed judgment and justice unto all his people. It didn't say all people. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, the son of Zeruiah was over the host. Joab, son of Zeruiah, was over the host. So he watched everything. Joab watched everything. He watched over everything. He was over the host. And Jehoshaphat, the son of Eliud, Jehoshaphat, the son of Eliud, was recorder. You see, we always had recorders. These are the people where we get this information from. This is the recording of the information. All the prophets had someone to record the stuff that they were saying. All the prophets had people. This is the reason why we have the information that we have, whether it being watered down or not. What's there is for us through what the Creator has given us through them in the first place. And no matter how it's being changed up or twisted, the people of the Creator can see what's going on. 17. And Zodok, the son of Alitub, and Zodok, the son of Alitub, and Amalekah, I guess that's the best way I can say it. Milikah, the son of Abathar, were the priests. They were the priests. I guess the high priest, but they were the priests. Because remember, Saul killed all the main priests, and it was one that got away. He had an Edomite kill all the priests. He said, kill the priests of the Lord. I couldn't believe he killed the priests of the Creator. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That man had lost it. Saul, he lost it. And Siriah was the scribe. You see that? So we had priests and you had a scribe and you had recorders. You see that? This is the setting up of the information. And you come to see things in a better light once we study. Verse 18, the last verse. And Benaniah, the son of Jehoiada, was over both the Cherethites and the Philistines. That sounds like Cherethites and the Philistines. That sounds like the Pharisees and Sadducees. It sounds like. I ain't putting them in that place. That's what it just sound. It remind me of. Cherethites and the Philistines. And David's sons were chief rulers.
Is that candle bothering you?
Say again, baby.
Is that candle bothering you?
No. Mm-mm. David's sons was chief rulers. His sons was chief rulers. Boy, this is something. Matter of fact, all this I just want to make sure. And David's sons was chief rulers. Boy, this is something. And Joab, these were the people over everything right here. From 16 on down to 18. Certain people over everything with understanding. So, yeah, buddy. So this right here entails what happened, verse 7 and 8. Verse 7 is Yah's covenant with David and also David's prayer in chapter 7. 2 Samuel 7 is Yah's covenant and David's prayer. And then in chapter 8, David is extending the kingdom. He's extending the kingdom. And I'm going to share with y'all again my point of view, and I've seen this a long time ago. My point of view at looking at this, and the Creator extended the kingdom after he kicked Israel out of the kingdom, and he scatters us throughout the whole world, whether it's the children of Israel or Judah, Benjamin, whoever, all the children of Israel. He scattered us throughout throughout all kingdoms because of our disobedience. But this is when our kingdom was established, which is the earth. By us being scattered, and I'm just giving people to understand. Can you understand what I'm saying, baby?
Yeah, I hear you.
You hear me? Okay, I just want to see if she understands. But I just sharing, what I'm sharing is this. By the Creator is kicking Israel all over the earth, and they was dead in the mind. They was dead. They didn't know who they were. Still today. They don't know their land. They don't know their language. They don't know their culture. We are all over the earth, and we've been established all over the earth. How we been established all over the earth? Whatever land you in, you was born in, whether you was made slave or whatever you want to call it. When you was born in that land has an inheritance for you.
That's right.
By that land having inheritance for you, you have substance in that land according to your birth records, Social Security card, and your ID card. People don't know when you get better, because you'll never understand the Creator in its fullness. But as you grow to know the Creator and know His word, you can see things for what it is. And for us who have come to understand the difference between fiduciary and beneficiary, two different things. Fiduciary, beneficiary. Beneficiary is being taken care of like a child. The fiduciary takes care of the beneficiary. Now you got to understand the fiduciary's role and the beneficiary role. Beneficiary is a live living being who's dead in the mind and don't know who they are. And the beneficiary is also what they call the straw man, which is the estate.
That's right.
Which is the estate. So the fiduciary is what we call the trustee and also the executor. Now, when you understand the trustee is the one that's over the trust that has everything concerning the trustee. The executor is the caretaker. The executor is the boss. The executor is the caretaker of, let me put it like this. The live living being has to come alive to step in the seat of the executor. Once the live living being because you got two entities over here. You got a live living being who don't know who he is, which is dead. And that dead live living being is called the straw man, which is the estate. He just don't know who he and what he is. He's been called something not knowing what he is. And I'm giving you a quick rundown where people may not understand. So by the live living being not knowing who he is, he's dead in the mind, learning other culture, learning a whole different way of life, don't know who he is and what he is. He's under the system. Now, when that live living being becomes alive and know who he is, he sits in the executive seat. Now, the other than live living being, it's the live living being has taken the place of the beneficiary, which is the estate, or we could say the straw man. Now the live living being is sitting in the executive office. Now he can take care of the straw man. He is the overseer of the straw man, which is the overseer of the estate. Now the live living being isn't over here anymore. It's only the estate and the straw man now. Straw man and estate is the exact same thing. But the live living being has become alive now to take care of the straw man. And the live living being can take care of certain things according to the trustee. But you also have trustees as well. The trustee is like the wife to the man. That's the one that it just came out. It came out the best way the understanding. Trustee, executor. Executor is over. The executor is the thumbprint. No one has the same thumbprint. So whoever your thumbprint is, this is you. This is you. You're the executor. But you got all these trustees over here helping you out. You got many different type of trustees going into the account, doing things for you if you don't know who you are. So you a hand without a thumb, without a fingerprint, without a thumbprint, that is. That's the best way I can break it down with clear understanding at this point of Yah's covenant to David, which is Yah's covenant to Israel, if you really see it in a bigger form. So, other than that, we're finished with Samuel chapter 7 and chapter 8. Next week, we'll be going into chapter 9. And other than that, I'd just like to share with you that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This is prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. I'm trying to wonder if I should just go ahead and close out, or if y'all two want to say something about the information that was shared today. We can go into other information shortly. Is there anything you like to say, G1, about what came across today that you may have understood or that you got, or you'll pass? G1 going once, G1 going twice. Just want to see if you want to say anything about the information for today. Now, before we get into what you're going to talk about, before, what I wanted to hear what you wanted to say, what you learned, I wanted to hear that myself. But, Kaz, is there anything you wanted to share about anything you heard in part 1 or part 2 today that struck your mind according to the lesson for today?
Part 2, I was in and out because I haven't dedicated that time as yet because your time is different from mine. You see when you start, so mine is kind of like working time now.
I got you.
Okay, but I didn't hear a lot about part 2, but I wanted to say something in reference. I think it was last week. Yeah, and you're talking about the endo.
You want that to be on recording?
Oh, we can take that off. We can leave that.
Okay. Well, if you don't want to put that to be on recording, that's why I just asked you about for today or something you want to talk about according to the witch column. But on
you mentioned something. I heard something. You're doing a comparison, so I'll have to go back and listen to it, then write it down and speak to you about that again at another time because I just had a call conveniency at the time.
Okay, no problem. That's no problem. We can always talk about it. It's just that on here, this still being recorded at the moment. So I just like to sometimes I like to get people's understanding about what they got out of this, because if anybody else decide to come and listen to it, they can always hear about, okay, well, I didn't hear that, or I didn't understand that, or huh?
They can hear like different points of view.
There you go. Yeah, that's why I always like to ask G1, because G1 like to bring different points of view when he share information or when he hears something. When we talk about this in particular, last week we was on here for 9 hours, huh?
I said he's the man.
Who G1?
He's the man.
Yeah, he come back with pretty good information, like he did today. That was really good. I'm glad he came back with that. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So he said, got me stuck with it now. It's in my mind now. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. But I hadn't heard that in so long, I forgot how it went. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and close everything out. And then last week we was on for 9 hours from 12 until 9 that night. We wasn't on here because I paused it, but that's how long we was actually on here talking on Zoom, sharing information. And that's good. That's how we come together and we build with each other. But, I just can't have it recording for that long because Ain't nobody gonna be on here lying hours listening to this, even though I would love to, but I like to make sure stuff is quick, simple, and to the point when we're recording. Other than that, I like the fact that we all are socializing and growing in knowledge together when we're here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the benediction. But before that, I always like to say that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see, that Mikael is really me. Now we're going to read the benediction and put the blessings upon Israel, as the Creator said and told his sons, told Aaron to tell his sons to do to the children of Israel. And this is the benediction in Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. And it states, And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put Yah's name, which is his law, upon the children of Israel, and Yah will bless them. I'd like to thank everybody for that prayer. And Shema. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekebo, Vaku Tov V'olam, Va'ed, Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah our Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Bless you, Father. Praise you, bless you, and thank you. Bless your people, bless your hosts. Bless all of us that's following you and doing your will, and allow us to open and see your word for what it says and for what it does. Your holy word and all these things in your holy name we pray. Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Thank you, Father. All right. Now, what we're going to do first is share that if anybody like to get in contact with me in general, if you'd like to get in contact with me, you can call or text me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. And you can always email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. Also, you can get in contact with me now. I'm doing the way I did at the end of part 1. If you like to see the short version of the information, which is part 1 and part 2, the short version, which is part 1 and part 2, you can catch that at on YouTube Live. That's YouTube Live, which is Juice Pro 33. That's JUICEPRO 33 all together. And you can also catch part 1 and part 2 on Instagram. Instagram is LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's L'chaim _ the juice. Again, that's LKHYYM_THEJUICE. And the other platform that you can catch part 1 and part 2 on is Facebook. Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. That's MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. That's my Facebook. Now, if you like to see the full and long version, The full version is also on YouTube, which is Juice Pro 33 under video. You can look under video and you'll see Juice Pro 33, and that's the full version on YouTube. Juice Pro 33 is all together, which is JUICEPRO 33 all together. And the full version is also on X, formerly known as Twitter. That's X, formerly known as Twitter, is also on there under Juice Pro 33 all together. JUICEPRO 33. I'm gonna go this way. So also you see the full version on patreon.com. That's Patreon, patreon.com/LKHYYM. That's patreon.com/LKHYYM. And also the full version is on rumble.com/LKHYYM. That's rumble.com/LKHYYM. Now, I will share with you this on the last point, because this is none of the recordings on this one, but if you like to check me out on TikTok, my TikTok is also L'chaim_the juice, which is at LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's one of my TikToks. My other TikTok is Michael the Juice Harris, which is at MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. It's all together. Again, the other TikTok is at MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's my other TikTok. And now for the platforms, if you like to get on the Zoom or on the platform that we're recording all these to, on Zoom, we're on Sunday nights, or like the night after Sunday, I like to say, at 9 p.m. People call Sunday night, but the night after Sunday at 9 p.m. after Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we have it's called Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. That's Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. We're here at 9 p.m. the night after Sunday, that night, before going into 12 o'clock, midnight. And on quote unquote what we call Mondays, which is the second day of the week, but we're in the actual third night of the week. But not to confuse you, Monday nights at 9 p.m. we have Mikael's Knowledge of Truth at 9 p.m. Eastern time, all of it's Eastern time. And then on Tuesday evenings at 6 p.m. At this point in time, at Tuesday evening at 6 p.m., we have Introductory to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. It's what I shared with you a little bit of information at the end of part 2. That little bit I just shared with you about the beneficiary, executor, fiduciary, and straw man and live living being and things like that. That information is on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And like I say, if I don't already know you, if you're not already coming in, please contact me or email me or text me to let me know you're coming in, because we have a lot of trolls coming in, and this information is private. So we don't put that information, Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge, we don't put that on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. We don't put that there because it's private. And you'll understand the private compared to public if you decide to come and want to be a part of our knowledge and information on that, the Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. And to be determined will be on our Wednesday nights at 6. That's to be determined. And that's called Freedom Knowledge Class, Introduction Knowledge Class of Knowledge. Not Freedom, the Freedom Sovereign Class of Knowledge. Freedom Sovereign Class of Knowledge, which I call the Gates of Heaven. That's going to be determined on Wednesdays. But other than that, we're here on the Sabbath day at 12 p.m. Eastern time. On the Sabbath, 12 p.m. Eastern time, we're here at 12 p.m. at it's called Sabbath Assembly of the Righteous. This is the Assembly of the Righteous on the Sabbath at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Other than that, for everybody, I thank y'all for y'all time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. I'm going to pause Zoom so we can finish our conversation. It's something that my brother was sharing with me that I wanted to hear. But I'm going to pause Zoom so my brother G1 and Kaz, y'all can hold up for a minute. I'm going to pause you. Other than that, I thank y'all for y'all time, y'all patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye on the full version, and we'll see you again soon. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Peace.
Recording stopped.
All right. And over here on Facebook, we're going to say bye to you right now. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. We love you, appreciate love you, and always. Peace. All righty. Over here on Instagram, thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you. See you soon, and always. Peace. There we go. There we go. And on YouTube Live, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you, and always. Peace.